Asia is very popular for its diverse culture and peace between Southeast Asian countries. Among all of those Asian countries, have you ever wondered which member has the most unique landscape, which consists of thousands of islands? It's very short and simple. It's Indonesia. And I'm Petra. And today's video, we're going to deep dive into everything we should know about Indonesia. Let us begin with basic information. Official name: Indonesia, or Indo in short. Indonesia did not become the country's official name until the time of independence. The name was used as early as 1884 by a German geographer. It is thought to derive from the Greek Indos, meaning India, and Gnosis, meaning Iceland. Language: Bahasa Indonesia, Javanese, and English. Indonesia is a trilingual country. However, Indonesian or Bahasa Indonesia is the national language. Flag and its description. Indonesia's flag was officially adopted on the 17th of August 1945. The flag red's color represents blood and courage. The white represents purity and spirit. The official name for the flag is Sang Merah Putih, meaning the red and white. National anthem. Since the Second Indonesian Youth Congress, the song Indonesia Raya, or the Great Indonesia, has been the most important song for the Indonesian people. We'll talk about basic information of Indonesia that include language, national anthem, and many more. Now let's turn our attention to the next point, which is the geography of Indonesia. Let us begin with the regions. Indonesia is a country in Southeast Asia that is located on the equator and situated between the Asian and Australian continent, and between the Pacific and Indian Oceans. As it lies between two continents and two oceans, Indonesia is called Nusantara. With a total area of about 1,905,000 kilometers square, Indonesia is the world's 15th largest country in terms of land size and the world's largest archipelago. Climate or weather in Indonesia. The climate of Indonesia is almost entirely tropical. Being a tropical country, Indonesia does not have spring, summer, autumn, or winter. Instead of just the two seasons of rainy and dry, both of which are relative, while there is a significant regional variation in most of the country, including Java and Bali. The dry season is from April to October, while the wet season is from November to March. Every society requires a structure, a framework that defines how decisions are made, as well as the power is distributed and laws are enforced. We call this as political system. But do you know how political system work in Indonesia? Political system. Head of state. President Joko Widodo is the head of state, head of the government, and the head of the commander-in-chief of the national armed force. Pancasila is the foundation of Indonesian state, as well as an ideology that is full of tolerance and pluralism. Here are the 5 principles of Pancasila. First principle of Pancasila is to believe in the one supreme God. Contains awareness of divinity. This is because Indonesia as a country that holds tightly to religions as an Indonesian identity. The second principle is justice and civilized humanity, which means that humanity is the main point in the principle. The second principle focuses more on the character of Indonesian citizens who emphasize as noble morals or behavior and have a noble attitude among citizens. The third principle, the unity of Indonesia. The sentence, which is in short editorial, contains a lot of meaning. The concept of unity is formed from the spirit of humanity, demanding togetherness among communities spread across Indonesia. The fourth principle, namely the democracy led by understanding wisdom among honorable representatives from the Parliament House. This sentence shows that the Indonesian people must have a sense of responsibility. The fifth principle, which is also the last principle, which reads social justice for all the people of Indonesia, implies that as citizens we have rights and obligations. The concept of social justice.
We're talking about economy, which is the process of goods and services being produced, consumed, and traded by the population. Indonesia is an upper middle income country. The three main sectors are agriculture, oil and mining, and manufacturing. Agriculture is a key sector that contributes to 14.43% of GDP. Primary agriculture commodities include rice, cassava, peanuts, natural rubbers, and palm oil. The second sector is oil and mining. Despite its huge petroleum production, Indonesia remains as a net oil importer. The mining sector also supplies the world with tin and silver and is expanding towards copper, nickel, coal, and gold. Another important sector is manufacturing. It contributes to 20% of GDP. Manufacturing products include textiles and garments, food and beverages, electronics, automotive, and chemical. After discussing the economy of Indonesia, let's take a look at the country's demographics, which is the structure of population. Indonesia is the country with the fourth largest population in the world, predominantly Muslim, and a successful family planning program led to a decline in the total fertility rate to 2.3 in 2020. However, population growth remains significant due to a large number of women of childbearing age. In 2023, population growth rate is 0.76%, and nowadays Indonesia total population is approximately 279 million. Indonesia's population is predominantly Muslim, which made up to 87.2% of the population, while there are other religions such as Protestant, which made up to 7%, Roman Catholic 2.9%, Hindu 1.7%, and other religion and unspecified one too. In this country, there are also many other diverse ethnic groups, and the main one are Javanese, which made up to 40.1% of the population, Sundanese 15.5%, Malay 3.7%, and Batak 3.6%.
Moving on to the next point is about cultural expressions, and in this point I'm going to discuss about Indonesia's traditional foods, sports, popular places, as well as their clothing styles and festivals.
Is about Indonesian traditional foods. So in Indonesia, nasi goreng means fried rice, and it is a dish that can be eaten at any time of the day, including breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And the second location is Komodo National Park, and it is located in the center of the Indonesian island. And this location is remarkable since it is one of the few places in the world where Komodo dragons can still roam safely in their natural habitat. In Indonesia, batik cloth is traditionally made using a handmade wax resist coloring technique to create beautiful designs. One of the most popular and widely celebrated is Indonesia Independence Day, which was on the 17th of August 1945, and at that time Indonesia declared independence from the Netherlands.
So there are many interesting facts about Indonesia, and here are some of them.
There are hundreds active volcanoes. So the majority of Indonesia's islands are scattered along a volcanic belt, and there are still around 400 volcanoes in Indonesia. The second interesting fact about Indonesia is that it is quite culturally diverse because there are over 300 ethnic groups exist on Indonesia's 18,000 island.
Moving on to the last point of our content is regarding to Indonesia's engagement with ASEAN. So as we all know, Indonesia was one of ASEAN's founding members, joining on August 8, 1967. Surprisingly, Indonesia hosted the first ASEAN Summit on February 23rd and 24th in 1976 in Bali. And also, Adam Malik, Indonesia's Minister of Foreign Affairs, originated the name ASEAN.
Indonesia has a significant role in creating regional policy that encourage free trade and investment across the region. Finally, Indonesia additionally played a crucial role in ending the conflict between Vietnam and Cambodia around 1988 to 1999. So, as a mediator for the dispute settlement, Indonesia engaged with the two countries in order to restore peace, and the efforts of Indonesia paid off when Vietnam decided to remove its troops from Cambodia.